In 2012, Kansas entered one of the driest stretches in modern history. Temperatures hit 105 degrees for weeks. Ponds cracked into mud. Ranchers sold off herds built over 3 generations. But on 40 acres outside Salina, one plot stayed green. No deep well. No generator. His water bill? $0. 3 years earlier, he'd dug trenches, packed them with rotted logs, then buried the whole thing under topsoil. Neighbors called it a waste of labor. What he'd actually built was a $40 sponge hidden underground. Where are you watching from? To understand why burying wood beats a drought, you first need to understand what drought actually does to bare ground. In Kansas, Oklahoma, and West Texas, heat isn't the only enemy. Wind is constant out there, sweeping across open fields like a blow-dryer that never shuts off. It pulls moisture out of the soil before plants ever get a chance to use it. When rain finally does fall, it doesn't soak in gently. It slams into compacted earth at full force, shattering the fragile structure on top and sealing every pore shut behind it. Scientists call this surface crusting. You could call it something simpler: the ground turning into armor. Water hits that armor and runs sideways instead of down. It pools in road ditches instead of your pasture. Whatever tiny bit does sink into the first 2 inches gets sucked right back out by sun and wind within 2 days. That's the real problem with dryland farming. It's not just about rainfall. It's about storage. If your land can't hold water underground, a big rainstorm in May might as well have never happened by the time July rolls around. And the stakes keep climbing. Water bills are rising. Wells across the plains are dropping lower every single year. Topsoil that took decades to build gets stripped away in a single bad season, leaving nothing but pale, lifeless dirt behind. Most people respond to this with more machinery, deeper wells, bigger pumps, higher water bills stacked on top of already tight margins. This rancher went the other direction entirely. Instead of fighting the wind and sun on the surface, he built something that lived below where they could never reach it. And that single decision is why his land stayed green, while everyone around him watched their ponds turn to cracked mud. The technique is called Hugelkultur, a German word that simply means hill mound. It's not new. It's just been forgotten by modern farming, buried under decades of spend more, dig deeper thinking. Here's exactly how it's built. Dig a trench 2 to 3 feet deep and about 3 feet wide. Lay down a thick layer of decaying logs and thick branches at the bottom. Pack the gaps with leaf litter, aged manure, or compost. Then cover the whole structure with the dirt you dug out, building a mound 18 to 24 inches above the surrounding ground. That's it. No concrete. No pipes. No pump. The magic is in the wood itself. Hardwoods like oak, cottonwood, and poplar are packed with microscopic tubes built by nature to move water upward against gravity. Bury that wood in a low-oxygen trench, and it doesn't rot away fast. Instead, it turns into a massive underground sponge. When rain hits the surface, runoff collects around the mound and soaks into that buried timber until it's fully saturated. 1 cubic yard of decomposing wood can hold up to 150 gallons of water inside its cell structure. Once it's charged, that moisture sits locked underground, completely shielded from wind and sun. This is the part conventional farming completely missed. Everyone was focused on catching water on the surface, where wind and heat could steal it back within hours. This rancher moved the entire storage system underground, past the frost line, into a zone where evaporation simply can't reach. This is usually the point where people run off to dig their own trench mid-video. But stick around, because year 2 is when this thing actually starts pulling its weight, and it's worth seeing before you pick up a shovel. If buried tricks like this are your kind of thing, there's a new one every week. Subscribe and you won't miss the next one. Once that wood is buried and saturated, something remarkable starts happening underground, and it only gets stronger with time. As the surface bakes under 90-degree heat, the saturated timber deep below begins a process called capillary redistribution. Water naturally moves from wet areas to dry ones, so the buried wood slowly bleeds moisture upward and outward into the surrounding soil. Plant roots don't need to fight their way down through dry hardpan anymore. They grow straight toward the buried wood instead. By year 2, something even bigger joins the system. Mycorrhizal fungi colonize the rotting timber, sending out microscopic threads called hyphae in every direction. Think of them as an extended root network, reaching further than any plant could on its own, pulling water directly to the roots above in exchange for a bit of sugar the plant produces. This is why, even after 90 straight days without rain, plants growing on top of a charged mound keep drawing water like nothing's wrong. Moisture tests back this up. Soil above a buried wood mound holds 40 to 60% more moisture during peak heat than flat, untreated ground sitting right next to it. Now compare the timeline. Year 1, the mound is simply storing water like a battery. Year 3, roots and fungi have built a living network around it, pulling moisture in from every direction. Year 5, that same wood is still feeding the soil, releasing carbon and minerals as it slowly breaks down, turning hard clay or barren sand into rich, dark loam. This isn't a quick fix that fades after one good season. It's a system that gets stronger every single year it sits in the ground, quietly working while everything around it waits for rain that might not come. And here's the part that makes it different from almost anything else people throw money at. Here's what makes this method different from almost anything else in modern agriculture. It costs nothing to start. Across the Midwest, the Ozarks, and Appalachia, fallen timber is everywhere. Storm-blown branches, cleared brush, dead trees sitting untouched in pasture corners, usually treated as junk to burn or haul away. All of it can go straight into a trench instead. Building a 20-foot Hügel trench takes $0 in materials. No lumber to buy, no pipes to install, no electricity to run. You just need a shovel, a wheelbarrow, and a weekend. One person, working alone, can dig, pack, and cover the whole thing in 2 days. Once it's built, it keeps working for 15 to 20 years without needing to be touched again. As the wood breaks down slowly over that time, it feeds the soil around it with carbon and minerals, permanently changing dense clay or dry sand into something closer to rich forest loam. Now think about what's happening across the plains today. Wells keep dropping. Water bills keep climbing. Topsoil keeps thinning with every drought cycle. Most landowners respond by spending more, drilling deeper, pumping harder, chasing a shrinking resource with more expensive tools. This rancher did the opposite. He stopped trying to pull more water up from below and started storing what fell from above, right where his plants could reach it, safe from wind and sun. 3 years of brutal drought couldn't touch what he'd buried. The lesson isn't really about wood or trenches. It's about where you choose to fight the problem. Fighting evaporation on the surface is a losing battle. Storing water below it, where nature can't steal it back, changes everything. The rain isn't failing you. Where you store it is the real problem. You don't need a $50,000 grant or heavy machinery. You need a shovel, some fallen wood, and a weekend. If this changed how you look at a pile of dead wood sitting in your pasture, subscribe. There's a new buried trick like this every week. And tell us what state you're farming in.